a seed was planted, and what we are reaping in the society is a product of that seed that was planted. And so we are also looking at, making some contributions, some adjustments with what children seems to be learning from the environment, from whatever spheres of influence. We are working at, having them see differently and having them become better in the future. And so we also have the iLead Global Youth Facilitators. So we cannot just do this by ourselves. We know how much the population of the world is. And so we are also educating people who would also want to work with kids or who are working with kids. So we equip them with the technicalities, the skills that they need to work with the kids. And we also have the School of Business, the Business School 365. That's what our School of Business is all about. And from the School of Business was where we had our mentoring section yesterday, where we do free mentoring. We have these free sessions where we come together and learn. Yet we have the School of Business, where people get to pay. That one we don't do for free. And so we also have the School of Coaching. The School of Coaching is actually the product that we would be looking at today. So what's the iLead Global Vision? Technical? What's the iLead Global Vision? What's the iLead Global's mission? As I pointed earlier, the vision of iLead Global is to be able to impact the lives of billions. Yes, yes. We will empower people through coaching and training in leadership, entrepreneurship, personal development, breaking geographical barriers using technology. Our goal is to be agents of change, changing the lives of 2 billion people around the world by the year 2024 through strategic coaching. We would begin by, I don't know if Jay is ready to take us through.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, all right. So in a minute, we would be listening to Jay. Jay would be talking to us about a law in leadership. We are currently exploring the John C. Maxwell book in leadership. So Jay, if you're ready, you could just take it away. I would encourage us to please stay. After Jay's session, we would be looking at the iLead Global School of Coaching. What does coaching mean? And why should you become a coach?
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Coach Julia, sorry, I am trying to set my camera properly so that you can see my face. Anyway, good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. My name is Coach Jay, and also I am a staff on the iLead Global team. The Monday Vision is one of those opportunities that we really have. So for the people that have been here before, they already know what this session is about. But briefly, with what we are going to present today, the topic I'm going to be talking about today, I think it will throw more light on the effects of iLead Global on the leadership and business of basically everybody that is around the world. So I'm going to share my screen now. So in a second. Okay. Okay. So today on the iLead Global Monday Vision, we're going to be talking about the law of navigation. Um, if you are a business owner or if you are an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what level of operation you are in, it is important that you have a way to pick up um, the sorry sorry 1 second please. It's important that you have a way to always pick up your knowledge, to always learn new things, to always learn how businesses, how families are changing, how businesses are changing, how the economy is changing. It is important that you give yourself, get a platform for yourself, like what iLead Global is doing, where you constantly learn and evolve with the new changing economy and how the world is changing. Um, and one of the ways we do it is using the Monday vision. On today's topic, we'll be talking about the law of navigation. And the law of navigation is like the word navigation is just how to find your way. It doesn't matter if it's in the business field, it doesn't matter if it's in your relationship, it doesn't matter if it's in your family, it doesn't matter where it is. It is important that you understand the law of navigation. Anyone can steer the ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. All right, this is a quote from John C. Maxwell. For those of us that have been here before, we always talk about John C. Maxwell because he's one of the icons when you talk about leadership in business and even in family. John C. Maxwell, it's one of those people that have taken leadership to the next level. And the principles that he comes up with and are principles that have outstayed time. It is something that they've been doing over the years and it has been yielding amazing results. And one of the principles is the law of leadership, the law of navigation. One of the principles in his book, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, is the law of navigation. Okay, so let's dive into what the law of navigation is and how it affects every one of us. So what is the law of navigation and what does it mean for us? Like I said before, the law of navigation is um, is the principles that we have set out for ourselves to carry us through the different stages of success that we need in every aspect of our life. No matter what you are doing right now, no matter what you are involved in. Of course, I believe that everybody here is involved in something. And even if you're too young to have a business of your own, you have a plan for that. And if you are old enough to have a business of your own, you must have gone through it enough to take advantage of what we're about to talk about today. So the law of navigation is every single plan that we put in place to help us achieve the goal that we have set out, the main goal that we have set out. In the book 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, the writer John C. Maxwell made mention of two explorers. One of them was Scott. Scott was a British man, and the other person was Amandus. So here's the thing: the two people, these are two people that have set out to achieve the same goal. They were explorers. And what explorers do is these are people that travel around the world to explore new things. And then the first to bring it out maybe can attach their name to it. So sometimes you hear that so and so person found this, so and so. So that is their business. That is what they do as business. Whatever we talk about today, I'm going to try to relate it to what we are doing in our own life. So their own business, I don't know what your business is. I don't know who you talk to. I don't know who you get advice from. I don't know what kind of family you are in. I don't know what kind of business relationship that you are in, but this is their own business. So they set out, and Scott, the British guy, he already had a notion of traveling. He understands traveling. He understands exploring the world. So he made his brief plan, get things that, when you want to travel, you make your plan, you get a bunch of stuffs together, you get your clothing, depending on where you want to go. So he got his ship ready. There were explorers that travel through the sea. So he got his ship ready, got his crew ready, got people that would help carry load, got everything together, and he was ready for his trip. But the other guy among this, he took his time. He didn't jump into that preparation without doing his own investigation. So the first thing he did was go to people that have done this trip before, took his time to understand what it takes to actually be successful, not just to travel, not just what it takes to travel, but some of the unforeseen circumstances that might occur through his way. Most of us, when we hear of business, maybe somebody calls us and tells us, oh, there's so and so business that is around the corner. We jump into it without actually understanding the law of being able to navigate through that business that we're going into, and seeing, even being able to predict how long it's going to take us to actually achieve what we achieve. So the person tells you that, oh, I achieved this in 2 days, and without understanding how to navigate yourself through to get the same result, you jump into that business, or you jump into that relationship without understanding what you are doing. So what happens is that you get hit along the way. Why? Because there was no formal preparation. So this other guy, Amendis, the guy from Norway, he took his time, met the older people that have done this before, spoke with them. They gave him tips and advice. He sat down, did his own assignment, understood what he needed. He didn't just make plans for the trip. He made plans for in case anything happens along the way. He got so far that he was able to have different stops where he placed food stock in case their ship gets to a point and maybe maybe the weather was too much. Because sometimes for people that travel on ship, sometimes the weather the storm can be much, and then they throw out some of their loads. Sometimes food stuff can go with that too, and you know what it means to travel from one end of the world to the other without having proper food stock. No matter what, even if you don't want to have anything, make sure you have food with you. So planning is what we're talking about, being able to navigate. So he made those plans, puts things in the road in case he actually gets somewhere that he got stuck, he will be able to have an option to help him. So when the journey started, these two people started the same journey, and the first person, Mr. Scott, was able to get, because they had to stop. They were going to stop on the North Pole, and then they were going to stop on the South Pole. So Mr. Scott, he made formal preparation also, but he didn't, pay attention to detail. He didn't actually read between the lines to see what is going to take for him to be the first to reach that point. So he was able to get to the, maybe by whatever luck happened to him. Like you could start a business with someone and you notice that this person is just getting everything, and you are still planning, putting things together, being patient, paying attention to what is going to take. Sometimes you don't know that the person that you feel have started before you did not make all those plans. So at some point they will get stuck. But when you get to that point where you get stuck, you would pass the person because of proper planning, because you were able to understand the way of navigating yourself from where you started to where you are going to. So Scott got stuck and he couldn't move from the South Pole because his food got finished. The weather was tougher than he expected. Some of his men were injured and there was no medicine on the ship because the medicine they had was not enough. What he predicted was going to happen was not. But this other guy had more than enough. And because of that, even when they got to the South Pole, to the North Pole, heading to the South Pole, he didn't stop. He had so many things working for him that it was recorded that the only thing that he could not cover up for was one of his men that lost his tooth. So apart from that, everything was okay. But Mr. Scott was still struggling on the road because, what he thought, oh, 5 men, don't worry, we're just going to give them one. Whatever he predicted did not work. So it is important for us to actually look at how things have been done in the past before we jump into it. So that way we are not jumping into things without knowing what it is going to take to achieve the goals. And finding out on the road is going to cause us more damage than good. So the difference in leadership. Now, Mr. Amundsen is carefully charted his course. Meanwhile, Mr. Scott violated the law of navigation. So what does this mean? See, Mr. Amundsen, the guy from Norway, because he did his homework, because he took his time, because he was taking his time, of course, Mr. Scott was able to get to the first stop before him. But was he able to advance? No, because he didn't have enough, because he didn't have enough preparation. He didn't have the wiser people tell him what to do and how to achieve the goal. So he now was now the one experiencing the suffering. So now he's going to be the experienced one. So when next somebody else wants to go, he's going to be a lesson the person will learn from. You don't want to be a lesson that people will learn from. You want to be the person that achieved the goal and people are learning from your goals. It is very important. So it is very important that no matter what you want to do, no matter what business you want to go into, no matter what kind of relationship you want to build, take your time to talk to the people that have gone before you. No matter what kind of achievement you have placed for yourself, even if it's not something somebody is bringing you into, if it's something you are placing for yourself, it is important to look back and see people that have done this thing or something close to what you have done. They will give you better advice that will better prepare you for rainy days, for times when there are some, not all situations can be solved with money. There are some things you can solve just because somebody told you go left when you wanted to go right. So it is important that we take our time, chart a course for where we want to go to. Charting a course, for those of us that may not understand, is taking your time to investigate what it is going to take. So that being said, navigators see the trip ahead. Experience is the best teacher. Now, you can't, there is something that happens, especially here in Africa, where a lot of people think that since they say experience is the best teacher, so you have to experience something before you become successful in it. And that is not true, because the years that it is going to take you to experience that thing, to actually become successful in it, you will be there and you will grow old. And then, wherever you stop, you will still see that you have not achieved the goal. So the best thing is to have a mentorship. The best thing is to have a place you go to learn. That is why when I started this session, I talked about the importance of having a medium of learning, a medium of improvement, not just anyhow learning, but practical learning things that you can actually practicalize. I like what iLead Global is doing with their School of Business and the School of Coaching, because the School of Business is a carefully crafted program that it's not just theories, it is things that the master coach Raphael Gini did himself. And this man is a billionaire, not just in an economy like what we have in Africa, but in the US. So for him, an African man, to be able to do that, everything that he did step by step and every knowledge that he has gathered is the kind of experience that if you learn from and apply in what you are applying his 40 years or 50 years of experience into your today's business. Of course, you're going to get that kind of result. Do you understand? But not having the mentorship, not having that right experience, or wanting to experience it by yourself is the thing that slows us down the most from achieving the goals that we're targeting. So it is important that we pay attention to that. The great consequence. There is an inevitable damage when you don't obey the law of navigation. So it is important for us to know that sometimes when you talk about consequence, it is important that you take it serious. It doesn't matter what you're doing, regardless of if it's in your family, if it's in your relationship, if it's in your business, it is important that you pay attention to the law of navigating through that particular thing so that you don't face the consequence, because some of these consequences can be so great that you will not be able to recover from it. There are some things that can happen to your business and you will not be able to recover from it. And this might be a business you spent millions of years building, and then you just make a mistake and everything just comes to crumble. It doesn't matter the kind of effort you have put in that business. If you don't have the proper guidance to help you succeed in it, nothing will make you. So it doesn't matter the kind of effort you have put in that relationship, in that family. If you don't have the experience to be able to hold a family or to be able to, sustain a particular relationship you're building with your friend, with your family, with whoever, you would actually make mistakes that can be so costly that you might not be able to recover. So that is another important aspect of obeying the law of navigation. So Finally, charting the course with a navigation strategy. Because it is one thing to point out the problem, it's another thing to talk about the solution. I'm trying my best to run as fast as we can, but I think this is the last slide. So let's talk about the solution. Some things, practical steps that you can actually take, and I hope you will take note of some of them. So predetermine, the first one is predetermine a course of action. So of course, predetermine means you have to take your time to think about what you think is going to take you to achieve that goal that you have set out for yourself. Think about what is going to take you to reach that height that you think you're going to reach in 5 days, 3 days, because it's not about the amount of days you have placed, it's about what it will take you to get there. So it is important that you know, and this is also going to remind you of the fact that you don't know everything and give you a reason to be able to reach out or learn from places that actually have keys to help you succeed. Then lay out your goals clearly for yourself. That's the number 2 thing. You have to make sure that you understand clearly what you are going to do. I always advise people around me to write down their goals. Always write down your goals. But of course, there are people that want to keep it off hard. There's nothing wrong with keeping it off hard, but there is always this vibe that comes with writing down what you want to achieve. Because when you write it down, you keep looking at it. You always write it down where you can actually see it clearly, not writing it where in a hidden place. Keep it in front of you at all time. What happens is that it puts it in your mind so that an idea that comes about it will not pass you by. Sometimes we get ideas on how to succeed in our businesses, in our plans, right in front of us, and we don't know about it. The reason is because that plan is not in our head at that time. Because you can be walking on the road, but because you are conscious of where you are going to, what you want to achieve, if you see an opportunity that will get you there faster, you can take it. And that is why it's important to keep your goals in front of you. Adjust your priority. That is the third one. See, priorities is very important. It is one of the things that a lot of people overlook. You know, prioritizing things for your destination, wherever you are going to, is basically the first thing that makes anybody successful, because it doesn't matter how good you are. If you are not able to keep up with time, if you are not able to know what to do, step 1, step 2, step 3, and stick to them, you will always be distracted. That is another thing. So notify key personnel. In almost everything that we do, we need people. We cannot hide from it, especially with the way things have advanced right now. You can't do things in small scales anymore and hope to excel. You have to do things in a larger scale. So it is important that we link ourselves up with very important people that will help us achieve the goals. Most of these people are around us. They don't have to be those big people you think. Sometimes you see them, they are around you, but because you know the importance of involving people in what you are doing, you might not take advantage of their presence. And before you know it, you are struggling. And after like 10 years, somebody will now tell you, you for tell me now, I would have helped you. You know, it's important that we pay attention to our environment to see the important people. Some people, these people, most of people that can give you value, they don't talk. They are usually quiet. You know, you might not even know, it might even be your own brother or your sister, or somebody that you even talk to every day. So it is important that you find the people that are key personnel to help you achieve your goal. The another one is head into action. Action, action, action. Most of us waste too much time talking. You know, you talk about this, talk about that, talk about your problems, talk about what is holding you back, you know, but if you keep acting, you will notice that you will achieve more than you complain. So that is important. Expect problems. Some of us go into because you feel like you have it all figured out or you've done it before, or for whatever reason that is keeping you confident. See, confidence sometimes can be a limitation. So it is important to know when to be overconfident and when to be just confident. So confidence is very important in everything, but it is also important not to be overconfident. So you know to be careful. So what happens is that because you know you are confident, but you don't want to be too confident. So what you do is you put, just like what Mr. Amundsen did, he stocked food along the journey. So he has called his friends, people that live along the road that he's going to pass, to help him put, and then he pays them by all means, of course, but they have already made provision. So by the time he's getting there, he's getting medicine, he's getting food stuff, which he knows that for that long journey, he might not be able to have everything he needs, but because he has already planned ahead. So in your business, in your whatever it is you're doing, you have to know the importance of expecting problem. That way you can be able to put things on ground. And then I will always advise you once again to write. Do not that's what a lot of people do. You have a goal you want to achieve, and then you're making all the plans in your head. You're not putting it down somewhere that you can physically see what you're trying to achieve. Then another one is always point out the success. In everything we do, we have problem. I'm going to try and rush as fast as I can. In everything we do, we have problem. It doesn't matter what you are doing. So don't always look at the negative side, because what happens is that it can sometimes be overwhelming. And especially if you don't have a mentor, if you are new and you feel confident in yourself that don't worry, I'll keep doing it till I succeed. Don't worry, something that you're supposed to succeed in 5 days, you succeed in 10 years. Why? Because you want to do it on your own. So always point to success as you're facing trouble. Always point to success. Always remember the good that you have achieved, even if it's the fact that you actually took that step. So those success will motivate you to keep doing. Another very important exercise I would advise everybody, especially all of us that are here, is always look at the people that have done this thing before you and succeeded. Their stories, if you sit down on their stories for 1 hour every day, 10 minutes every day, in fact, what it does is it motivates you and gives you a clear goal of what you want to achieve. And the lastly is daily review of your planning. Right. So daily review is one of the things that you can do in just 5 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't take long, especially if you are a type of person that actually have everything you want to achieve written down. So reviewing it every day, it tells you where you are lacking, what you have achieved, and how far you need to go. Sometimes you can get bored, but it's something that you must stick to. This exercise of reviewing your plan every day is one of the reasons why your attention will not be distracted. Even if somebody is distracting you, but because you have that daily plan of, oh, I have to check my goal, this is what I want to achieve, and I have to check it every day. What it does is, even if somebody else is distracting you, that 1 second that you went back to that place, you kept those things written down, it reminds you of what you're doing. And before you know it, your concentration will be there and your speed will be there as well. So I think that's all we have for today. I want to say thank you to everybody that took part in the Monday Vision today. It was an amazing meeting with you guys, and I want you to know that I can answer your question. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you very much.
Ooh, thank you so much, Jay. That was so so much information that you put out there within a very short period of time. Thank you so much. It is about having a vision. What is the vision for your life? What is the vision for your business? How do you intend to go about it? It doesn't have to be so perfect before you get going, and you can make the adjustments as you go along. Thank you so much, Jay. That was so insightful. So let's get to hear your comments. Let's get to hear your contribution. How useful has this presentation been for you as a leader? Does it remind you of something or somewhere? What questions do you have to gain more clarity on this? Let's get the conversation going. Let's get the conversation going. What questions do you have, please?
Hello, everyone. I have a question. Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello.
I am Emilian from Congo Brazzaville. And then I'd like to get some tips based on how can a first-time entrepreneur succeed in the domain of English teaching. For example, I live in a French-speaking country, and then here I have a business, which is all about teaching languages. So I am a first-time entrepreneur. I'd like just to get some of the tips from you, since you have a kind of experience.
Okay, let me see if I got the questions correctly. You're
Yeah.
asking how do you succeed?
Yeah, I'd like to succeed because I am a first-time entrepreneur, and then I run a business which is all about teaching languages, especially English, because I speak French, and then I've been teaching English for years. I decided to start my own business, so I'd like to know how I can be successful, in the new business.
Okay, and you are just at the right place because in here I can see someone, a coach with iLead, who is doing the same thing as you're doing. So
Really?
he has a school where he teaches languages. So he does
Wow.
interpretation things. So you're just at the right place at the right time. So
Okay, I think
don't know
I'm
if
gonna
I don't
leave.
know. Yeah.
I hope I'm going to leave my phone number here so that we can start discussing with the guy as soon as possible.
Yes. You can do that.
Okay.
Put your number on the chat. But I think it would also be helpful for all of us to get some insights. So I don't know if Jay will go before Serge or Serge will go before Jay.
So it is up to them. I'm just waiting for them to.
Jay, who goes first?
Oh, no, Mr. Serge will go first because
Okay, Serge.
yeah.
Serge, please, can you give us some responses to this?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Good evening.
That's so. Good evening, Coach Julia. Good evening, Coach Jay. Oh, sorry.
Welcome.
But that was a wonderful sharing. It was a wonderful sharing. I didn't know you were that good.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Sorry, I can't put my camera because there's no light and my battery will just go off if
I didn't know that you were bilingual. I didn't know that you were bilingual.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
No problem.
I was so happy to hear the question. You were asking for some tips. I think that's a wonderful question. Teaching English language as a second language in a French-speaking country can be challenging because people are battling to understand. I think especially it's a booming business in French-speaking countries because a lot of francophones today, based on how the world is going, a lot of francophones are trying to speak English. They are doing their best to learn how to speak English because of the possibilities. It is no longer a secret that English is one of them, if not the main language in the world today, apart from Chinese and other languages. So it's important. But now, how do you teach them English language and make it a reliable source of income? It's all about understanding the client. It's all about understanding the needs of your client. The more you understand the human needs of a client, the more you satisfy the client. It's just as simple as that. People are learning English. The first thing they need to know is to satisfy their needs of they need to know and to be certain that what they are doing, you are going to give them what they want to do. And how do you satisfy their needs of certainty? Because it's the first need of a client. You can buy when you don't have the certainty that what you are buying is going to satisfy your need, is going to satisfy your need. So if you succeed to address this need, you are going to go a long way to make your business being a sustainable one. I'm talking of somebody who has been in it. It is not easy, believe me, but it becomes enjoyable when you understand the needs of the clients. What, for example, I used to have a hall to teach people English, but for them to leave their workplaces, pay transport to go to a particular place to learn, it becomes cumbersome at the long run. So now, how do you satisfy their needs to meet them where they are, not allowing them or not forcing them to leave their offices, to be in traffic, to leave their town, to go in another town to be able to learn? You are in Brazzaville, for example. If somebody is in Pointe-Noire and the person wants to learn, what do? Are you going to open an office in Pointe-Noire? How are you going to satisfy the desire? Or how are you going to satisfy this need of the client? I think these are the things we need to ponder upon. And when you provide reliable answers to their needs, when it comes to basic needs, any human being, you and I, we have 6 human needs that we must satisfy them to have a normal life. So the more you know about the needs, the more you know how to shape your business to address their needs. And by doing so, you render your business, you make it sustainable. This is just what I can say here, because if I continue talking about it, tomorrow meet me here talking about the same thing. We can just share the contact, and then we go deeper. We like really dive into it, because it's something really interesting. Teaching languages to people is wonderful, and this is, I think it goes with if I'm not mistaken, it goes with the need of growth. People want to grow, and I think when you teach them languages, it helps them to grow, because if I can speak your language, I will feel at home with you. But if I can't speak your language, I'll feel a stranger. When you help people to break physical barriers through languages, you are helping them, you are helping the world to be united, to be one. And doing this is huge, but you need to show people the importance of all this, because on their own, maybe just somebody is a French speaking and just learning English for learning sake, just because I want to speak English, because a friend of mine is speaking English, I just want to speak English. But when you make the person to understand that speaking English is not just speaking English, it's going beyond, is bridging gaps, is bridging barriers, geographical barriers, it's making people to feel everywhere at home. It becomes something else. You understand? So you need to let people understand this. So apart from teaching them language, you need to coach them. It has to do with coaching. If you don't coach them to understand the importance of what they're doing, they are just going to consider it as a mean something, I'm just speaking it. What will it give me? I'm just doing it to satisfy maybe my curiosity, because of the need of significance, because this person is doing it. I want to show up that I too can do it. But we have to go beyond this to show them that it is not just to speak. It is like really to bridge a gap, or to bridge gaps between human beings and make everybody feel at home wherever we go. So basically, this is what I want to say about this. Thank you so much for the question. It was a wonderful one, and I love it. So we can continue to discuss and to exchange ideas and strategies on how to make this business a great one in Africa and all over the world.
That's right.
Wow.
I see a huge partnership coming out of this.
Thank you. Wonderful. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Serge. So thank you for responding to
Can
that.
we give him hard? Can we give him hard, please?
Yes. Let's give the both of them as many hearts as we can. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Nida. Okay. Jay, would you want to add to that?
Okay, yes. I know that Coach Serge is going to do justice to that, because he is already in the field of helping people that are learning English, especially in the French-speaking countries. So, but what I want to add to what he has said was, I want to talk about the general aspect of it for those of us that also might be here, but maybe we don't necessarily speak English, or we're not into the business of language learning. Whatever business you are in, what he has said is also affects you, and that is what I want to talk about now. You see, like what he has done, whatever amount of years that he has spent to learn what he just said now, is what it will take you to learn the same thing. Or even if it might be shorter, but it's still going to be time wasted. I wish this guy got this information from him long ago. He would have been able to pass this level and get to the next level. That is the importance of mentorship. Imagine what you are losing because you don't have people that you are working with that are ahead of you. You're doing everything on your own. You're trying to figure everything out. So you will spend 10 years, 20 years doing something that you are supposed to do maybe in few months, And if they keep working together, his speed is going to increase. Whatever he wants to achieve, this other person has endeavored in it. And even if this other person doesn't have all the answer, the combination of the both of them can meet somebody else that has even better answer. Imagine how far they would go if they have the proper connection to mentors, to people that will teach them. So it is important, whatever business you are doing, look for people that have done this before, people that are ahead of you. Like I said, I talked about the program that iLead Global has. They have series of mentorship programs that can help businesses from different places. So for those of us here that are interested in getting that type of mentorship to save us years of wasting time doing things that we're supposed to do in shorter period, I would advise us to take advantage of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And this proves the power of asking questions, asking questions. Let's know. Let people know where you're having challenges so that you can get solutions. Solution will not come to you. Thank you so, so much. Is there any other question or an area you would want clarity on? Please feel free to ask the question. Please feel free to ask the question. Okay, so if we're not asking any more questions, if we are fine with the information that we have gotten so far, I would call on us to please look into the chat. Technical, can we have our WhatsApp link there? If you have not joined our WhatsApp group, it is good if you join the WhatsApp group so that you can easily get informations about our programs whenever we will be having them. So you can just join the WhatsApp link. So you can click on the WhatsApp link so that you can join the WhatsApp group. And also check us out on our social media pages. Look into the chat, you will see our social media handles. Kindly check us out, like, subscribe, and then stay updated with iLead Global. So we have, we'll move swiftly to our next session, which would be looking at the product of the day. Let's say a very big thank you to Jay. Let's give Jay some hearts, big, big hearts. Let's give Jay some big, big hearts. Yes, yes, yes. Let's give Jay some hearts. I'm just seeing some scanty hearts on my screen. Thank you, Jay. Well done. Okay, I can't seem to have. Jay, do you have my slides?
No, not really.
Sorry, I seem to have so much opened on my screen. Okay. Okay. So we'll be looking at the iLead Global School of Business. The iLead Global School of Coaching. The School of Coaching is run under the iLead Global Institute. So the iLead Global Institute works at providing training and mentorship, as you heard earlier, in leadership. So with leadership, you acquire skills that would enable you become a better version of yourself. You also are able to equip yourself with the skills that would enable you influence the lives of others, be it individuals, be it a group of persons. And with our School of Business, you get to learn about entrepreneurship, as I had mentioned earlier. And with personal development, you go through a transformational process that doesn't just help you change your mindset, but you also adapt good behaviors, good characters. You know, you would become a better version of yourself. If you are in that space where you know that you can do more, you can be more, it is not a lie. It is very, very true. I was speaking with someone some time ago and he was telling me that personal development is a scam. You are who you are. That's not true. That's not true. Who we are stems from a number of things, especially the experiences that we go through in our lives. And it doesn't mean that that's a condemnation. It doesn't mean that that's something that's going to be there forever. The most important thing is acknowledging, understanding, and seeing where you are and knowing that you can be better. That's just a huge miracle. That's a huge miracle. Knowing that and being ready to take that step is it makes things much, much easier. So what does coaching mean to you? We get to hear about coaching. People get to talk about someone who trains people for football or any form of sports. That is what you would hear somebody describe a coach as. And then you go somewhere and then you see somebody like me, and then the person says he or she is a coach. And you're wondering, okay, you don't look like a sport person. I know you don't like sports. So what kind of coaching do you do? There is no wrong answer. Can we go to the chat and let's hear what you think, what you know coaching is? What does coaching mean to you? What does coaching mean to you? I'm here to see responses. What does coaching mean to you? We don't know. We can't say we don't know because I know that we know. What does coaching mean to you? It means instilling wisdom on others. Thank you so much for that response. It means instilling wisdom in others. What does coaching mean to you? Dash says, coaching is a way to help people with your experience. Thank you. Ida said coaching is counseling someone until he find solution. Thank you, Ida. To me, coaching is transferring value to others. Coaching is about letting you know what you should do to succeed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your response. Coaching is a conversation. It's a conversation that you have. Yes, it's a conversation. But it's not just any conversation. It is a conversation that you partner. You partner with your daughter, with your spouse, with your client. So you're not just having this conversation like you're arguing. No, but the both of you come in turns. So that is the partnering. You partner with your client in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their potentials. So it is a conversation that is not geared towards na me sabi pass. You know, it is me that know this thing better than you. No. It is a conversation you are having that would inspire creativity, that would inspire solution to the problem. We all have these down moments in our lives, as I said earlier, and sometimes we don't want to share with someone, you know, because we feel that we will be laughed at. We feel that they would use it against us, right? But when you have this conversation in a coaching space, it's a whole lot different. You are in a space where you can be free, you can be confident, you know, you can tell it as it is. And your coach, who is equipped with the coaching skills, will be holding the space there with you. That is what makes the coaching conversation different from when you go to tell your friend about an issue that is pressing. So before we move further, I want to share some facts with you about the coaching industry. Would you believe that the coaching industry is worth 2.4 billion as of 2022, with an annual growth of 19%? 2.4 billion. And it is also said, these are research numbers, 99% of people who go through the coaching process, they always want to have some more. They actually do repeat the process. So for a coaching session, it can cost between $200 to $1,000. It can cost less, it can cost more. It will depend on who you're coaching, where you're coaching. And every day, somebody is looking for you. If you're wondering, who is looking for me? Who cares about coaching? Why will anybody pay for coaching? So many persons are on the internet every day, every blessed day, looking for a coach. And some of the keywords that they will type in there are career coach, mental health coach, business coach, self-improvement coach, health coach. So somebody is looking for a coach in the world. And today with the internet, it makes it easier. It means you can coach anybody, anywhere. So why wouldn't you make this investment in yourself? Coaching has gotten an edge over so many professions that have been there before them, like therapy. The edge that coaching has over therapy is the fact that with therapy, they are trying to see how to understand your past so that they can know what is happening to you today. But in life, we want to move forward with our lives, and that is what coaching presents to us. That's the gift that coaching comes with. It's about where you are now and your future. And that is the longing that people carry in their hearts. So coaching is the big thing, is the big thing. Without coaching, people would struggle, definitely. So the School of Coaching, the vision that Coach Raphael Gine, the Master Coach Raphael Gine carries, is to reform and transform characters and mindset through training, coaching, and mentorship, so that the Institute can foster a movement of change agents that are dedicated, passionate professionals, so that we can uplift individuals and organizations. So when you decide to make that choice of truly becoming a coach, a chance, you want to become a professional coach. So by becoming a professional coach, it means you go through training, you go through the process. It is only when you go through the process, you're also able to take someone else through the process. And going through the process, you know what kind of results you get. But when you are, you're neither here or there, you don't really know what it is you're doing, you don't even have something to offer, what kind of results would you get? So it is important that if you truly do want to make that impact in the lives of others, if you want to make that change in your life, it is very, very important that you get trained. So when you come to the iLead Global School of Coaching, these are some of the courses, the models that the school works with. You would learn what coaching is, much more than we have just shared. You would also know the different kinds of coaching models. So the way you teach one person is definitely going to be different from the way you teach another person. So you would learn different models that you can apply to your different coaching sessions. And you would learn the life zones. Now we all have different life experiences. At certain stage in life, people between 20 to 40 or 20 to 30, they act in a certain way. People that are between 60 to 70, they act in a different kind of way. How would you work with these people at the different stages of their lives? And you would also have the opportunity to learn about the 6 human needs. You heard Coach Serge talking about the 6 human needs. So Coach Serge has gone through the School of Coaching and he has learned about this, and this is why he's able to apply it to his business. And he's able to tell someone, look, if you want to succeed, you should be able to know this. You should be able to know how to apply this. So the 6 human needs, these are basic needs that everyone has. And this is a model that is gotten from Tony Robbins. The iLead Global Institute actually works with the blueprint of the John C. Maxwell team, Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor. So we have a whole lot. If you have to go through each of these great teachers, you know how much you're going to spend. You're going to spend so much money. But here in iLead, you get a combination of all of that for less than what you would have even paid one person. Yes. So you would also get to learn about what is holding you back. What is holding you back? You feel stuck. I used to feel stuck myself. How can you find what is holding you back? What are your limiting beliefs? How can you also help others identify their limiting beliefs? Expanding the unit, creative brainstorming and life stages, removing blockage, the crazy 8 pattern. That is another model from Tony Robbins. And it is something that Tony Robbins has applied over and over and over and over that has helped people with mental health issues. So you have everything here. If you're looking for coaching, you're looking for psychology, it's right here. Overcoming crises, working with couples. So you want to become a family coach, you want to become a relationship coach, you can get it here. Training men to improve their relationships. How do you help couples to find the perfect bond? Family coaching. There's a whole lot going on in families today. The rate of divorce is just going up and up, higher and higher and higher. The church seems to be helpless. So if you're a pastor, if you are an evangelist, if you're a counselor even, this program suits your profession very, very well. So looking at everything that we have talked about so far, I would like us to go to the chat box again. Who needs coaching? Who needs coaching? Who needs coaching? What do you think? What do you think? Norbert says it means to give someone advice so he can find solutions. Okay, we read that. Coaching to me simply means taking someone from his or her crooked belief of himself to believe that he can make it and actually take him or her to the next level. Thank you, Coach Marie-Claire. Who needs coaching? Uday says everyone. Thank you, Uday. Marie-Claire says everyone. Thank you. Everyone needs a kind of coaching because learning is needless, endless. Learning is endless. That's right. Thank you. Yes, everyone needs coaching. That's so right. We got it right. Everyone sure do needs coaching. Everyone does. So where can coaching be applied? Just as everyone needs coaching, coaching is applied everywhere, everywhere, be it at the place of work, be it during periods of failure, at the place of work, people need coaching. Teams, there are always conflicts in the place of work, in the workplace. People are always experiencing conflicts here and there. People need guidance. People need to be able to understand each other's personality and how to manage it. So you can be a team coach. In times of failure, when people feel like the whole world is crashing down on them, during business, people need a coach. you know, whether they are succeeding, whether they are just starting off in their businesses, they need a coach. Even when they succeed in life, they need a coach. They need somebody to help them find the balance, you know. Someone wants to navigate the path of their career, if they should negotiate for that salary. Is it a good time to negotiate for their salary? Is it a good time for them to go for some other course? Is it a good time to resign? You know, they need to have that conversation with somebody. So what's the goal for you? Why are you interested in checking the School of Coaching out? Or what are you currently doing? Are you helping others to see the need to change? Do you want to facilitate success, growth, and development and competencies? Do you want to build on a coach's strength or weakness? Do you want to encourage others to stretch themselves, go beyond the success that they are currently experiencing because you know that they can do better? Is that something you want to do? If your answers are yes, 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 yes to this, then the School of Coaching is truly for you. So when you come to the iLead Global School of Coaching, you get to learn from any part of the world. Wherever you may be in the world, you can get to learn and graduate abroad. You go abroad for your graduation. Isn't that awesome? So that's about the School of Coaching, the iLead Global School of Coaching. Okay. So I will take questions now, and if you have questions, if you want to have clarity on something that I said that you did not understand, is a good time to ask. Yes. Yes, 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 Coach Ida, I agree with you. I want to add values to the lives of others. Yeah, I see Coach Mute. Coach Mute, good evening. It's an honor to have you. I see Coach Linda. Thank you for being here.
You.
Welcome, Coach Linda.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Coach Juliet.
Okay, questions, question time. Question time. Okay, we don't seem to be having questions for the School of Coaching. Okay, so I would just remind us again that I would just remind us again to please join the link. Technical, can you please put the WhatsApp link on the chat so that we can please join the WhatsApp group and check out our social media pages again. Okay. Okay, so I think this is where I should ask for a hat, right? So won't you give me a hat?
Wow.
Coach Ida, won't you give me a hat?
I'm putting it on the chat. Really?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for making out the time to be here. I'm sure that even though we didn't get questions for the School of Coaching, I hope that we have gotten some insight about what the School of Coaching is. And if you know someone who needs the School of Coaching, who needs to become trained, you can make referrals. And there is some bonus for anyone who brings in someone. So if you bring in someone, you get to walk away with something. So if you know someone, fine. If you think yourself needs to be a certified coach, which I strongly advise, then please try to get in touch with me or with any coach that you know. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Remember, it's about having a vision and working towards achieving that vision. And mentorship is very, very crucial to achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve in any phase of life. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes,
you have
you
to
want to
see
say
that there are
something?
new people. There are new people in the group.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
participants, there are new people there listening to you.
Oh, thank you so much, first timers. Thank you, Coach Ida, for pointing that out. I see Prince. I see
Lolo.
Juliet. Yes, thank you
Lolo.
so much. Thank you for making out the time. Thank you. I see Jessica. Thank you so much. God bless you for being here, and do have an amazing evening. Jay, do we have any announcement that I have missed?
No, I think that about covers everything.
Okay. All right then.
Except we will be having other programs moving forward. So anybody that is not already in the WhatsApp group, you can send us a message and then you'll be added to the WhatsApp groups. So when the future program comes up, you'll be getting updates. Thank you for that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We are actually having something in the pipeline for coaches that will be coming up very, very soon. So it's very important that you join the WhatsApp group. And remember that we have our entrepreneurs meetup at the last Sunday of every month. And then following that, the Monday, like today, we have the Monday Vision. And the Monday Vision is, there's more that is going to be added to the Monday Vision. So please, let's make out the time to join in. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Mr. Prince. Thank you. All right, good night.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Well done.
It's my first time to come. It's my first time to come here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
But I'm a French people. I don't hear English correctly.
Ah, but you speak English so well. Huh? If I speak French like this, then I'm done. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, sometimes when you finish English, you can make small time to translate into French for people who don't hear English correctly.
Okay, okay, okay. I will consider that moving forward. We will consider that moving forward, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Is it not also possible that they can be transferred to the French group?
Sure. Sure. Okay, thank you.